God bless the USA.
Hello, I'm Delegate Pat McDonough with the Pat McDonough Report. I've often said that when you think about the Maryland General Assembly, you think about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I hate to say this, but I don't even know if there is any good anymore. It seems to me every year things just get worse. And this year, yes, they've gotten worse. Now, we have the same problems every year, taxaholics and spendaholics. The budget, once again, $1 billion in new spending, which of course causes the deficit, and then they try to raise the taxes because they think we are all ATM machines, so they don't really care about a deficit because they figure they can always fix it by going into our pockets. And once again, of course, we have more tax increases, including an earnings tax increase. But here is something that is really different this year. I call this the year of Big Brother. George Orwell's book, 1984, where government just gets so big that it takes over everything and takes away our freedom. I've often said that every time government gains an inch, liberty loses a mile. And that's what's happening in the General Assembly. They keep passing legislation like Plan Maryland, which really isn't even legislation, it's just an executive order, that take away local government authority. We're getting to the point where we shouldn't even, or we don't need to have council members or commissioners or county executives or mayors. The state is taking over planning, they're taking over education, they're taking over the control of education funding. It's just overwhelming and overpowering. They're using the power of the environment, green power, to dominate local government, wastewater systems, everything. So this is the first year that I've been here where Big Brother has completely taken over the General Assembly. So we no longer have just taxaholics, spendaholics, fiscal irresponsibility. We now have an added burden on Maryland citizens, this Big Brother initiative. Another thing that cropped up its ugly head this year is what I call criminal-friendly benefits. We've had 5 bills in the General Assembly that directly benefit criminals. One is, of course, the one that they want to create a university or college within the prison system. It's going to cost millions of dollars, and rapists and violent criminals can not only get free college credits, but they get early time off and release because they're attending this college. We've also messed with the court system where we've allowed criminals to destroy a plea bargain. You make a plea bargain, it's a contract, it's an agreement, and then you go to court. Well, no, they've changed that. You can go to court, and in the courtroom, the criminal, the offender, can destroy the plea bargain, can unwrite the contract, and you got to start all over again. Now, that doesn't benefit public safety, and it does not benefit the crime victims, who are the other part of the scenario that the legislators always forget about. And of course, finally, we have the windmills. Governor O'Malley is pushing this windmill scheme. And what it amounts to is we're talking about 40 gigantic structures, 40 structures that are 400 feet tall. That's the equivalent of a 40-story building. And they're going to be 10 to 15 miles out to sea in the ocean. They claim it's only going to cost $1.5 billion. Now, let me ask you a question. On the ICC road, cost overruns. On I-95 North, cost overruns. These are land-built roads and bridges, always cost overruns. How much of a cost overrun do you think is going to be involved in 40 gigantic windmills 15 miles out in the ocean? It's going to be a lot of money. Now, who is going to pay for that? Well, they say the developer will pay. No, the developer will declare bankruptcy and take a hike, and we will pay. So the ratepayers and the taxpayers are going to wind up funding this fiasco. Wind costs 24 cents a kilowatt. The gas and electric you get now costs 11 cents. What are we benefiting? Here's what I think is happening. This governor wants to be president. He wants to be known as the environmental president. So he is forcing upon us this green pork, this expensive green pork, so he can go around the country and raise money from wealthy environmentalists because he's the green governor of Maryland. So what's more important to him? Running for president or getting elected, not the people of Maryland. This is just some of the stuff that's going on in Annapolis. I hate to bring you bad news. I wish I could bring you good news, But it is what it is, and we are where we are. This is the belly of the beast. Welcome to Wackoville. I'm Delegate Pat McDonough with the Pat McDonough Report.
God bless the